where I roam, there's a place. No matter where I roam, there's a space. No matter where I roam, there's a face. And her name is Appalachia. And her name is Appalachia. I've traveled near and far on my own. I've traveled near and far to find my home. I've traveled the miles to where I belong. And it's here in Appalachia. And it's here in Appalachia. My heart sings a song in the hills where I belong. No mountain has grown high enough or grand enough to move my heart away. The mountain air is cool outside tonight. As I sit and reflect by firelight, my guitar in hand helps sing about my life. And its tune is Appalachia. And its tune, my tune is Appalachia. My heart sings this song in the hills where I belong. No mountain has grown high enough or grand enough to move my heart away.
Yeah. Sounds really good, guys. Nice job. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Wine, Cider, and Song, brought to you by Wild Elder Wine and Cider Company in beautiful downtown Jim Thorpe. We're at 76 Broadway, and tonight in the house, we have Tom Storm and Matt Miskie. Cheers, fellas.
Hey, cheers to you.
Cheers. Thanks for having us. You.
So, tonight we're sipping on a little mulled spiced elderberry wine. So this is a combination of our dry elderberry wine and our elderberry elixir. And what do you guys think? What do you think, Tom?
It is warming
Yeah?
right here. I love It looks perfect for the winter, and this is my first opportunity to have this combination, and I'm going to bring some home with me.
Sweet. So yeah, it has some warming herbs in it actually too. Besides like warmed up alcohol, like ginger, cinnamon, and tend to be warming, and elderberry actually.
Really?
There's in Hippocrates' journals, he actually used parts of the elderberry plant to induce sweating. So that's one of the reasons they recommend if you drink or take elderberry supplements during COVID times, that if you get a fever, you should stop taking the elderberry temporarily because it can boost your fever a little bit higher. So wasn't that way with the flu so much. It actually would help out with the flu. Like one of my neighbors had a fever a couple years ago. I gave her some elderberry syrup. Next day, she's like, I feel like $1 million. I don't know what happened. All right, so Appalachia. One of the things that I said about this show tonight was when my kids asked me what superhero I always say Tom Storm, because I've known Tom a long time, and he's got a passion for the outdoors, like probably, it's up there for in the people that I know. Plus, he's got a lot of miles on his hiking shoes, and on the river.
A lot of miles on the river.
It's just something I admire about you, because I like all those things too.
Absolutely, that's kind of where our friendship started. Off into the woods.
Yeah. And I said about Matt, I said when I grow up, I want to be like Matt Miskie, because
Don't grow up.
yeah.
I agree with you, John.
Because Matt left his job and decided, I'm going to be a working musician. And he was playing over 200 dates per year, driving around in his pickup truck going, how far have you been?
Now, as far as eastern New Jersey and as far west as the Pennsylvania line.
Cool.
So that's kind of like my country.
Sounds like you started with
Nice. All right. So Tom's working on an album now, and Matt's been playing. They're tracking that right now at Dennis's place, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we actually have about 2 albums worth of music recorded so far, and just when the pandemic hit, I had finished all my vocal parts and the guitar parts, and so we've been shipping it out to Matt and some other great folks, and we're just waiting for stuff to come back in. So.
As a matter of fact, I was driving back from a gig in Johnstown. I was going to be driving directly to the studio here, but the word came out that things were shutting down. So, yep. So in the middle of the trip, and I said, "Well, I guess I'm heading home."
Yeah.
So it's been a little delayed, but it will be hopefully this summer.
Okay.
Be a release.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You have anything else off of that album that you want to play?
Oh, yeah. I think everything here is off one of the albums, most likely the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear something.
Oh, super. Right. This next song is called "Walk in the Woods."
Nice.
A walk in the woods once took a simple step. Fresh smell of here and now, free from memory. Time has killed softly that innocence I'd seen. These are the days of my youth. These are the days I've gotta let you know. Distant memories to show you who I am. These are the days of my youth. I was a child roaming in the woods woods one day, touched by the hand of God as the leaves brushed my cheeks. Roaming through the hills, I always felt my place. These are the days of my youth. These are the days I've gotta let you know. Distant memories show me who I am. These are the days of my youth. These are the days. Now you know you can find me in a shady grove behind my eyes, deep in memory. So take my hand, I'll lead the way and show you who I am. I can see it clearly now, the place where I began. Rock underfoot as I made my way, feeling creation flow around me, cold mountain stream, drying each baptism in the sun's golden rays. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days of my youth. Walking the woods once took a simple step.
Nice. Very nice. So, tell me a little bit. I know that we talked a little bit earlier about how your songs are pretty much all autobiographical, which is really cool because that means they're going to be like nobody else's songs at all, ever. And let me think here. What was the time in your life? Let's do a little bit of when you realized, hey, I want to play some songs. I want to write songs.
Yeah, it was great question. It was a kind of as many things in life, a combination of events. One primary event,
Tom.
and yeah.
Sorry, the folks at home are commenting and saying when you're talking,
Yeah.
you're a little quiet, so you gotta
Sure,
get up closer to the mic when you're talking.
So, there was a primary impetus for learning how to play music and expressing myself, and then there was all the different exposure to folks around me, like yourself, during that time as well. But my mom played in the folk group in church growing up, so I was surrounded by guitars, mandolins, banjos, when I went to Mass every Sunday, and then she would practice all the time. And in 2001, she passed away, and she had always wanted me to learn how to play guitar, and I had her guitar sitting in my closet for probably about a year afterwards, and I realized at some point I should probably pick that up. And as soon as I did, it was, every guitar has its own sound, unique sound, and hers did as well. And so to learn how to play guitar using hers and playing the songs we used to sing together was really cathartic. And it was a way for me to have a conversation again. And so I played a lot of just glory and praise songbook stuff for Probably when we met, I was still playing some of that, and then it was through watching you write songs and share when we worked over at Youth Services that I decided to go that direction, and I discovered pretty quickly that it was a way for me to process my sorrows through my joys. And so that was songwriting for me, was a way, and you'll see it a lot in the music, where it's very much about the idea of love and loss, as well as connection, whether that's, metaphorically speaking or literal, when it comes to being out in the woods and in nature, as well as your family.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that guitar well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice one. And do you tend to write your lyrics first or your music first, or does it kind of vary all the time, or like different every time?
Yep, yeah. It really depends on what's happening. A lot of times I will be listening to somebody else's music, and I'll just catch something, and then I'll sit down and noodle around and then find something. Often, regardless of the song, it usually takes about 20 minutes once I start writing for something to come out. But there's been times where I've had some guitar lick that I was noodling around with for weeks, and then I meet the experience that speaks to the content, the words, and then it pairs together and it goes. But Tori Amos said it best, I think, in terms of how I feel about it, and it's like, just with many things like prayer, perhaps even, you're dialing in a radio, and occasionally you get the station.
Okay.
And then it comes through, and you're like, I don't hear a static anymore, and you create something that might not be 100% yours because of wherever it's coming from.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Somebody's sending it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually I recently wrote a new song that I wanted to put all the musical cliches that I picked up over the years, like different runs, like chord changes and stuff, because I wanted to. I'll have to play it for you sometime. It's called Giving Back.
Yeah. So
it's about like everything I've absorbed, like musically, like giving it back, and also like feeding the birds, giving back, so like that kind of stuff. So anyway, enough about me. Let's hear another one.
All right, great. So speaking about processing your sorrows through your joys, this next song is called The Oak Tree, and it was how would you describe that, Matt? It's like kind of a reminisce, perhaps.
It's full of beautiful metaphors, actually, and it's really full of really moving metaphors. And having known your story, I can bring that to it, but I understand too that I can bring things from my own experience, and the listener really has to decide what what that means to him or her, right?
I never thought I'd be considered a soft-spoken person, but we both are this evening.
It's nice to be that way.
Yeah, it's not usually my default. I was there when that oak tree was small. It was me that was feeling so tall. Like a king, acorn stud my crown. I'd stay all day, I'd not touch the ground. It was the sun that helped us to grow. Taught us to reap and taught us to sow. Then the wind, which pushed our resolve, strengthened our roots when we wanted to call out. Mama, come back to the old oak tree, climb up its branches and climb toward me. Reach down your hand and pull Papa along. It'll be like it used to. It'll be like this song. I've grown a beard, still live in this tree. I still reach down, pull my friends toward me. I sing them these songs, tell myself these lines. Wishing my folks could be found in their eyes. Mama, come back to the old oak tree, climb up its branches and climb toward me. Reach down your hand and pull Papa along. It'll be like it used to. It'll be like this song. Mama, come back to the old oak tree, climb up its branches and climb toward me. Reach down your hand and pull Papa along. It'll be like it used to. It'll be like it used to. It'll be like this song. I was there when that oak tree was small. It was me that was feeling so tall.
Phew. It's another cliffhanger song. Leaves you suspended.
Just hanging out there in the tree.
Very nice.
My memory.
What?
Oh my.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Exciting.
Volume battle.
That's a good way. That's a good way of putting it.
Volume battle malfunction.
That's part of the song. It's just a delayed.
Yeah. The lightning striking.
So we got like a dozen and a half folks tuned in right now.
Hello, man. Nice. Hey, everybody.
Yeah,
for tuning in.
thanks everybody.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about that song and what it means?
That particular one?
Yeah.
You know, it was just, let's go back to the lyrics. You know, it was, shucks, it's been a while since I've talked about this particular one, but yeah, you know, it's for me, I guess it's just fairly, almost literal of coming back to a familiar place and longing for something that you can't readily access anymore, and thinking about, so for instance, the farm, I grew up on a farm, two different farms, but one primarily in my childhood in Broadheadsville, and although I don't remember ever seeing an oak tree there has been a lot of oak trees in my life, but there was you know, it's a place that has changed so much over time, and I would drive by to reminisce and just see how things have grown, you know, and so to come back to something so familiar that is yet still changed and still call it home, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. something similar to, my growing up too. I grew up on a little farm, and when I go back, I could still kind of got some old memories. All the old memories are there, but there's no way it's gonna return to what it used to be.
I find with songwriting, that taking that liberty to tap into the emotion and just find imagery that speaks to how you feel versus trying to verbatim create something that's happened in the past. Kind of gives you some license to really tap into perhaps a deeper feeling than what actually happened. In fact, it's not a song that we will be playing this evening, but there is a lyric that I think accurately describes it. We're saying that sometimes oh shucks, now I'm not going to remember the lyric, but it was the memory of truth grows brighter. Oh, the memory grows brighter than the truth.
Gotcha. Yep.
And
it's true.
So many times that's the songwriters.
It's a good way of Yep. It's a nice lyric. Well, why don't you keep it rolling, man? It sounds really good.
Enjoying this old wine though.
Nice.
All right. All right, so this song is called Let It Be All Right.
There's while these guys are getting ready for the next song, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will be serving this warm mulled elderberry wine. So stop on by 76 Broadway and grab a cup. The nice thing about Jim Thorpe is there's no open container laws, so you can actually stroll around from shop to shop and sip on your wine, and everything's cool. Yeah. Freedom. It's freedom.
Yeah, that's what. Feeling good there?
Yep.
All right, cool. This is called Let It Be All Right. Talk about what I have because that's all I've got. I've never worn your shoes, I've never walked where you've trod. I sing this verse in a time ages hence where taking the road I've only known has been my only experience. I've been a child, I have been yesterday, I have lived the life of old men I've grown tired of today. But when I'm warm, no, I've wanted something cold. You know I'm never satisfied with the goods that I am sold. So take my hand, sweet darling, and hold me still tonight. Help me stay in just one place and let it be alright. So here I am in a world growing cold, or is it just warming up and I am just growing old? I've learned my lesson well, but I'll not take it to its grave. You've gotta live your now today. You gotta find your girl and say, take my hand, sweet darling, hold me still tonight. Help me stay in just one place and let it be alright. Take my hand, sweet darling, and hold me still tonight. Help me stay in just one place and let it be alright. Help me stay in just one place and let it be alright.
Yeah. Nice. So, when you write, a song like that, do you find, like, I've got some songs that were meant to kind of remind me to be present. It kind of seems like, that might be like a similar thing there? Like, is it?
You know, it was this particular song. Definitely, I think that can be gleaned from it. I remember I had traveled a lot, right? I'd been out overseas more than I was at home, and I had come home and I had started dating somebody, and I traveled trying to find myself, as many of us do, and so this new person in my life, the question I had asked myself, and probably always did when I was with somebody, was, will this person help settle that part of my soul? And and so this song is, help me stay in, take my hand, sweet darling, hold me still tonight, and help me stay in just one place. So it was this idea that, could I find somebody that would enable me to settle down, I guess, more practically.
Gotcha.
and touch a place in my heart.
Cool. It's a good upbeat tune there.
Yeah, it's one of few.
So what you got? What you got next,
right.
there?
Bear Traps and Rafts. Yeah.
Oh, I love this one. Hey,
Finest post-industrial.
Best damn post-industrial song about the Lehigh Valley ever written.
yeah,
In my humble opinion.
Thank
Cool.
you, Matt.
cool. Do you want to, just in case people at home don't know what bear traps are, do you want?
Yeah, I'd love to share about that. So both Matt and I guide on the Lehigh River, and so we hear and learn a lot about the history, and we live in the hub of the Industrial Revolution. The Lehigh River flows through that, and bear traps was a colloquialism for, if that's the right word, for the lock systems that came through and helped deliver coal from the coal region in the surrounding area down south. And so that was the name. The very short of it is, in Jim Thorpe here we have the Opera House, and in front of the Opera House there used to be a holding tank, a reservoir for water, and Josiah White, who created these lock systems, was building a prototype there, and somebody had come over and said, hey, what are you doing? And being the shrewd businessman, didn't want to let on, said, I'm building a bear trap. And apparently that's the story I heard. It stuck.
Wow.
So I stole it. And
That's nice.
so from at one point there was a major flood, and the lock systems had survived many, but this particular one had broken loose a great deal of old growth timber upstream, and it came down like battering rams and essentially dismantled all of the many, or at least rendered them inoperable any longer. And so basically all those rocks and all that debris changed the complexion of the river, the personality of it, and now a new industry can take advantage of that, being the rafting industry.
We call them rapids up here.
Yeah. So, it's great because the rafting industry has really helped bring the Lehigh River, that was one of the more polluted rivers, only privately owned river in the United States, back to really a place you'd want to spend time, visit, recreate.
Yeah.
And so it's tremendous. So from bear traps to rafts.
Cool. Okay, gotcha.
So there you go.
Nice.
Just omitted the from part.
Yeah.
Artistic liberty. How you doing, Matt? We good? All right. By the river, we dive by the stream, break through the surface to be born again, slide over time with history flowing beneath us. Floods don't come as they have in the past, economy's gone from bear traps to rafts, land still provides though we've taken whatever pleases us. And like ice still flows over progress out toward the ocean, she ripples past sorrows and happiness as they unfold. We learn from her path the story of heartache and patience, as she laughs, as she cries, as she comforts the land at her sides. Coal doesn't move the hills anymore. We don't buy goods at the company store. We don't light our way with carbide. We light it with Jesus. Managed the gorge, we've managed the trees. The black pine must have been something to see. Dear old Jim, is he here, living in Graceland? They say tourism sucks, but it's our daily bread. Since the steam train come, the canal's been dead. Old Mark Chunk changed his name at the end of the season, for a very good reason. Leki still flows over progress up toward the ocean. Ripples past sorrows and happiness as they unfold. We learn from her path the story of heartache and patience, as she laughs, as she cries, as she comforts the land at her sides. So come one, come on, she survived the company call. Yeah, Leki's running strong after ages of treason. No matter what man's done, her waters always run through this cut of land. She was there before she was there. And Leki still flows over progress out toward the ocean. Ripples past sorrows and happiness as they unfold. We learn her path, the story of heartache and patience, as she laughs, as she cries, as she comforts the land at her sides. As she laughs, as she cries, comforts the land. We live by the river, we die by the stream. Break through the surface to be born again. Slide over time with history flowing beneath us.
Yeah, man, I got some goosebumps. Couple times. Man. I love that song.
Yes.
I've heard that one, man, many years now. How old is that one? I remember that. That's
probably 10 years old now.
Yeah.
I'd say.
That's when a wine
10 or
really
12.
gets. Sometimes that's when a wine really is at its best, man. That one aged very well.
It was you know, floating down the river as often as we did, it's hard not to think about what the river has seen as its own personality over the 100+ years that it has provided, and how it was treated and how it has come back. And so that was really the impetus of the song, of going, wow, what would the river say if it could write a song?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is the word you use for Lehigh in there? That's a native.
Leki?
What is it?
Leki? It's as I understand it, and if not, I'll just say it's artistic. But it is a more of a Lenape pronunciation.
Okay.
Of the local Indian tribe nation.
Yep.
It is the pronunciation of that tributary,
Okay.
or the river itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Any idea what it means?
The river of many tributaries.
Oh.
Strongly paraphrased.
Okay. Well, what do you got next?
And we're gonna play a song called "I Can Feel the Water."
All right.
And this is, dare I describe a song before I play it? I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. I could see the hope when the light is getting dim. I can't hear the sunrise, but I can see the rays. I could feel the water when the rain came down that day. He grew up tough, a child, with a father who did his best, only loving heart in hand in the mountains to the west. But when he had a son, to be a father of his own, he swore to change the tide, return love into his home. She tried to shake the pain, married to run away from a man too close too soon, and his hand she couldn't stay. Lost a family to a train. She vowed to start again and bore a son who changed the tide and used love to heal the pain. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. I can see the hope when the light is getting dim. I can't hear the sunrise, but I can see the rays. I could feel the water when the rain came down that day. She and he walked close, learned to turn the tide, used love to change the pain they knew and stored it up inside. In their home they made a man who sings this song today, who fights to love the world through their lesson and their ways. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where they've been. They could see the hope when the light was getting dim. I can't hear the sunrise, I can see the rays. I could feel the water when the rain came down that day. Don't know where I'm going, but I know where they've been. They could see the hope when the light was getting dim. They can't hear the sunrise, but I can see the rays. I could feel the water when the rain came down today.
Very nice. Very nice. Man, we could have a 2-hour show here easily by talking about the adventures we've been on together, and
It would be,
probably
hear
here
content.
and here in you said you got 2 albums worth of songs.
Yeah, we were recording stuff, and we ended up recording, I think, close to 17. I haven't written in a while, sadly, getting into so many new things. But I think it's about 40 in the repertoire that I need to go through.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for people that might be interested in songwriting and kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think don't. It's really tough to not put too much pressure on producing, something initially, but what I would say is swallow that fear and just put something, pen on paper, and give it a go. I remember the day I walked in to the cabin where we worked and said, I wrote a song, and I was so nervous to share it with you guys. And you guys were so gracious in just listening and providing feedback and all of that. And you know, it still functions today. You know, and I'm really eager to get back to it and see from what I've learned over the years to flesh it out a bit. But I'm, you know, just to try anything. You know, I would just say swallow whatever fear or trepidation you have and noodle around. And frankly, one of the things I do when I can't think of anything to write, it usually comes with just noodling around on the guitar, making sounds with it. And a lot of times I'll record that stuff, but usually when the inspiration hits, you just write something. And if you love it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But if other folks, you know, enjoy it, then and that's what you want, then you know, that's another direction to go.
You know, good. That's really good advice. I think that fear is real for a lot of people. And you know, music is not a competitive sport. You know, it's not like a competition. It's not. Bluegrass might be.
It can be.
Yeah.
You can make it. Can I, to that point,
Show
though,
off myself.
I think something that really made a distinction for me, and one of the reasons why I'm doing an album now, 20 years, I picked up the guitar in 2001.
Okay.
It's 2020, and I have an album. The reason for that is that playing music and writing music was for me. Right? And so I think a lot of folks feel that because music is shared, and if they're writing, that's obviously they need to share it with somebody.
Yeah.
What is it doing for you? And music was one of those things I didn't need. I didn't need to have somebody watching to enjoy it. So many other parts of my personality, I need an audience, and it was so refreshing to have something I could do by myself and be completely satisfied with it.
Cool.
So don't think that other people need to hear your music for you to enjoy your music.
Yeah. Totally. Cool. And we're getting down to the end here, time-wise. I just wanted to thank again everybody at home for tuning in, and we will have Matt Miskie on for a show of his original music down the road. Free Range Folk has a show at the Opera House on April 3rd. So I was thinking for the month of March, I'd try to get as many free range folkers in here to, you know, play some original songs that you might not have heard before, and leading up to the big Opera House show. So tickets are available for that now, and yeah, thanks again for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming out tonight.
Thanks for having us, Josh.
Great.
Yeah, really fun.
Cool. So you got one more.
Dude, I gotta tell you that wine is strong. It's very good.
Well, when it's warm, it hits your bloodstream a little quicker, I think.
I noticed that before we went on air.
That, and I think elderberry gives you a slightly different buzz than other fruits.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but you know, when I drink elderberry wine, I think it's a little different, the experience from the elderberry buzz. But yep.
We're gonna play Sacred Keep for you.
Oh, cool.
You remember that one?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
It sounds like that. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's capo 8. No,
Yeah, you got it.
I escape into the country when I feel I need a home. The trees rise above me and take me as I come. I don't know how to hold you when but the air that swirls around me plants a calm upon my face. It's the love I always felt when I spent my time alone, among the swaying branches, the wizened air, water on a stone, a place without a time because it's cradled me asleep through the years that I have hoped and prayed for nature's sacred key. So here I sit against this bar, wishing to be held, for the branches of my love to come and save me from this hell. I sit and wait to no avail for the love I never touched, for the heart of earth is not one thing but spread out in so much, in the love I always felt when I spent my time alone, among the swaying branches, the wizened air, water on a stone, a place without a time because it's cradled me asleep through the years that I have hoped and prayed for nature's sacred key. Shelter of the leaves, the shelter of its love, and spend my time within the keep of cinder blocks and doves. A mighty wind blows from the west and carries in its air the perfume of a love forgot till I enter there, to the love I always felt when I spent my time alone, among the swaying branches, the wizened air, water on a stone, a place without a time because it's cradled me asleep through the years that I have hoped and prayed for nature's sacred key. Sacred key.
Woohoo! Yeah. All right. Well, again, thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you so much, Josh.
Next time.
And thank you, Matt.
Looking forward to hearing your record. I'm good friends with Doug McCofka.
Yes, he is also contributing a great deal on the album.
Yeah. So he's a great studio guy to have in your corner for sure.
Yeah, I can't believe the things that I've heard. I haven't heard everything just yet. Part of it is getting a semblance and then sending it to me. But what I have heard it's been really cool, especially when you spend 20 years listening to you playing your music, to hear other folks' interpretations, and
That's really something to.
it's really something. Yeah.
Cool. Well, how about could you guys take us out with a little bit more of that one, and
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll say goodnight to everybody.
Night.
Thanks.
Good night, guys.
everybody.
Thanks for coming out.